Hey Sagittarius, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your February 2020 mid-month tarot check. So this is for all Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed, commented, liked, and shared my videos. I so appreciate that. And for those of you who have not subscribed yet, please do and hit that bell if you want to be notified when new videos come out, which is at least every other week, if not once a week. So I love you, Sagittarius, and I want to tell you why, and I'm going to be brief. Last time, I'm very passionate about the law of attraction and deliberate creation, and I got talking, and one of you had the most eloquent, high vibrational comment that not only alerted it to me, but your energy was just beautiful. So whoever you are, your very radiant energy, I could feel it right through the video. And it also did get my attention to notice that I did talk quite a bit. So I'm not going to do that today, but I love you and I so appreciate that. And I would take note, okay? Because this is a person who wears the world like a loose-fitting garment. When they see something they don't want, they very politely address it. And guess what they're gonna get? Very polite love back to them, loving comments back to them. So I really appreciated that, and here we go. This is for Sagittarius, February 2020, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oops, there. My gosh, I'm losing control. I was just feeling the love, I guess. I got overwhelmed by love. We're going to give one Louise Hay card. I live in an abundant universe. You bet we do. Of course we do. Of course we do. Notice how abundance flows into your life in delightful and surprising ways. Well, I think that can happen all day long. If you want to play games with the universe, fun games, the universe will play back to you, play back with you. So I also wanted to tell you, you had the most views. So I may publish your video first. So thank you again for that too. I really appreciate everything that you do for me. You have your present position is the Hermit. Okay, so this is Spirit telling you you are on the right path. It's Virgo energy, but you are on the right path. And very interesting, the influences around you are death, very transformative energy together. We've got Scorpio, we've got Virgo, we've got transformation, and another major arcana. Your destiny in this is the High Priestess, so very high vibrational stuff. In the distant past, you do have the Seven of Wands, the more recent past, the Devil, so Capricorn. Ooh, love this. Coming towards you, the energy coming towards you, the Ace of Pentacles. Who wants new? Who wants a new offer? Because you're going to get one. You have the Empress representing the Querent. You have the Five of Swords as the people around you. You have the Eight of Swords as your hopes and fears, so you're a little bit worried about somebody making a decision. And you have Temperance as the outcome. You do have the Two of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. And again, I think it goes along with this Eight of Swords. That's analysis paralysis. So you got those two together. That's kind of the thing you need to be cautious about. But overall, very nice reading. So here is your present position. This is with the Hermit and the Devil. And this is all about going within, okay? The Hermit, actually, let me put this down so I don't confuse you. This is all about a spiritual transformation. Like I said, the Hermit on the soul's journey, so that's what the Fool represents in the tarot. On the soul's journey, when the soul meets the Hermit, the soul learns the importance of going within, with connecting spiritually. It's all about kind of like taking a break, and it's definitely about letting go of self-criticism. So if you've been hard on yourself, Sagittarius, turn off the ass-kicking machine, okay? You're a person who is having a spiritual experience, and sometimes our ego can get in the way a little bit and clog up our judgment. So the Hermit does like to judge harshly of oneself. It can also mean, too, that you need time to reflect, but again, be careful with that analysis paralysis, because you also have that showing up in the reading. So you are on the journey to finding your purpose, your meaning, and your direction. But once it's done, you will have complete clarity. And that's why I really like this death card with it, which, God, in the normal world, wouldn't that be weird? Like for people that didn't know tarot, if you were saying things like that, go into your office. Yeah, I love getting that death card in my readings. Everyone will think you're nuts. Again, this really rarely represents physical death. It really is more about a time of rebirth and transformation. It's all about change, and it's really a new beginning, okay? You are an ascending soul, and it can also be, especially with this hermit here, meaning that you're coming out of a time where maybe you have felt a little bit repressed and anxious. So this is great together because it's like a rebirth of character and enlightenment. So let go of everything that doesn't serve you. Be free. Let yourself be free of your own limiting beliefs if you have some of those, and know that all is good. All good is coming towards you. So very nice beginning of the reading. Now, this is your destiny and your kind of like, where your energy is guiding you right now. It's not the final outcome, but has a lot to do with your soul's purpose and why you're here. So when this card comes up, the guides are telling you to trust yourself. So the High Priestess is all about secrets and hidden knowledge. It's a time for the Fool to go within for hidden knowledge. So this is like telling you that you have every single thing that you need inside of you. We all do, because inside of us we have source energy. When we can clear our minds and connect, that's when we're our most powerful. So go within. Even, I'm not into teaching religion, but even the Bible says to do that if you're into religion. And I'm sure there are other religious doctrines that will tell you the same thing. So in any event, with this is all about going within, connecting. And I'm sure you've heard the saying that we're not human doings, we're human beings. And you have a lot of that here. And what does that mean? Well, it also means that we bring our beingness into every situation and every relationship that we encounter. So what is your beingness? What is your frequency? Is it of hostility and resentment and anxiety and worry? Because if it is, you're bringing that forward with you. Or is it of love and compassion and tolerance and joy? Because if that's the case, you're bringing that with you into every single encounter. So know that and focus on that a little bit. What do I want to bring with me into my day-to-day interactions? So this is very much, like I said, about symbolic of trusting your intuition, knowing you're being intuitively guided. And I just can't believe all these major arcana as I look at it. It's really cool. So this, in the more distant past, you may have had a relationship that was, there was a physical distance to it, and there was a lot of driving, and it was fun at first, and you kind of had this hope like it won't be a problem, but I do think it became somewhat of a barrier. I do think there was an ending, definitely, to a relationship, but you got new love coming in for sure. As far as money is concerned, too, again, you've got, overall, everything will be in flow. By the end of March, for sure, but I even think the end of February, you're going to have some momentum to your energy that is going to be propelling you forward. And it's like ideas are going to come to you, things are going to show up. I had something not too long ago. I have kind of a special interest in the recovery field, and I had a great idea for another YouTube channel. I haven't started it yet because I don't have time. I'll probably do it this summer. But there was a comment made around me, and I thought, God, I could do that. That would be easy to do. And it's that kind of stuff that will happen, okay? So you had something where a relationship ended, I do believe, due to distance, and it may have been emotional distance too, but I think that it was like there was a lot of like maneuvering around things. It just was like, it seemed like it wasn't taking off how it should have, or it wasn't being sustained. There wasn't ease in it. There was more like struggle in it. So in the more recent past, again, this is Capricorn energy, but it is about feeling restricted and it can be very obsessive, like either somebody was obsessed over you or you were doing a lot of like spying on the person, like Googling their name, checking out, new profile pictures and things on their account, even maybe, driving by their work or areas where you think they might be, in order to try to run into them. That may have been you. It could have been them too, though. So know if you had an unexpected encounter, that was planned. That was deliberate. So don't think if they're going, oh, I didn't know you'd be here. Yeah, they did. And I don't think they're like a crazy stalker, but they're not sure how to deal with this. There's pain there. And did you know that resentment and hostility actually make us dumber? So this is neuroscience, but the part of your brain, so when you become angry, the prefrontal cortex, the one that makes all the intelligent decisions and logical decisions well thought out, that's all of our executive function too, our ability to plan, process, and organize is stored up there. You shut that part of your brain down and you move to the lower brain, sometimes the midbrain, but oftentimes it's the lower brain, and that's our fight or flight instincts. That's the one that causes us to be impulsive. We don't think things through, and that's when we become watching people and showing up in odd places where we wouldn't normally be. But again, I do wonder if it was them also who was kind of surprising you. So, like I said, do know, I can tell you they were doing that on purpose. If it's for you, that was intentional. So then coming forward, you are going to get an offer, and it's a big offer. Okay, so if you've been wondering about money, I do think you've got the Temperance as the outcome with this Ace of Pentacles. You're going to reap some rewards coming up very soon. So anyway, with the Ace of Pentacles, this is all about new beginnings, but it's also, like I said, it can be new beginnings in career, but it can also be in love, or even a friendship. But I do think for you, it's like new luck in health and prosperity. It's a resource coming your way. So either way, it's a new chapter. It can be love or money. I do think for some of you with the money thing, you're going to get some kind of side hustle. Like, if some of you have been stressed out, like you've got a lot of student loan debt and you're watching your interest on those loans and you're going, I can't believe this. I'm paying $6,000 a year in interest on these things. This is crazy. And you did something like you applied to be a ship shopper or something like that. That's going to get approved and you're going to begin to make some side money. There could be other things too, like if you have a sport that you're knowledgeable in, like for instance, like the USTA, it's free to become an officiant, or so you can become a USTA official. And if you're in a bigger tournament like a compass draw, that can be like $500 in a weekend, and you don't have to have a high level of training at all. It's going to be something like that where you're going to get a resource coming your way. Now, as far as in love with this, I do feel like it's going to be something where you're introduced to a new love. I don't know that it's going to be that stalkerish devil who's going to come back. They may come back later, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. You're going to have some kind of offer, and I think you are going to go out with this person. I think that they're attractive. They're not afraid to, they're not afraid to be generous. That's the word I was thinking of. So, with this, again, it's going to be really an exciting time for you, and it's going to be this is in the near future too. So this represents you. You've got the Empress, and this is all about, abundance, manifestation. The Empress has the best interest of everyone involved. She's the female creator of the material world. So again, where I get some of this, for some of you, there's material stuff coming through. You may also get some kind of unexpected money. It's not going to be thousands probably, but it could be like an old employer sends you a check that was sitting there, or you find out you had like a static listing from an old property and there's money sitting there. It's going to be something like that where it's kind of unusual, but it comes back from even some years ago. So anyway, with this Empress, this is definitely how you're being perceived too. And I think the people around you are finding that you are, beautiful. You've got a beautiful energy. They're finding you to be nurturing, to be comforting, to be loyal. This is also the fertility card. So for those of you that are trying to start a family, this is a great card to have show up in your reading because it also represents you. For those of you that are not trying, do know that you're fertile, so you may want to be cautious with this Ace of Pentacles coming in because there may be some new opportunities otherwise, and if you don't want a baby, be aware of that because she's perpetually pregnant. This is the card of fertility. So the people around you are changing. They don't want to, they don't want to have conflict with you. It's air energy, but I do feel like there was sort of an arrogance here. They're giving that up, okay? Anybody who approaches you like a new love kind of a situation, they are going to do so in humility. They are seeing that you're not interested in that level. You're not interested in conflict at all. So it's going to be a change or a shift because I feel like where you had this, where the person was really battling, with this, they're kind of turning away and not being interested in any kind of conflict. So I do think it's not like an overly joyous kind of energy. I would have preferred to see the sun or something there. But I do think it's just telling you that there's going to be a shift where the people you're attracting are not going to need to compare to you. They're not going to need to draw your energy down to try to make themselves feel better about themselves. You do have some fear, but the thing is, you also have a way out. You have a big opening there that you can just walk free anytime you want. So the good news is the power is all in your own control. I mean, it really always is, but you've got just a little bit of a tendency to think too much. And with like the Hermit or the Star or something like that, that has more to do with self-care and, going within in a really positive way, where this is more about feeling anxious and kind of bound. And Sagittarius does not like to be restrained like this. So just know that, you are your own, you keep yourself hostage if you feel bound to anything. You don't need to. So this is you also. This represents Sagittarius energy. And it's a time of like moderation, but it's also a major healing card. So I feel like in the past, if you were hurt in any way, you have major healing coming in. Think about yourself. I think I mentioned that earlier about putting yourself on the list. If I didn't, it came to my mind. Let things go and just grow. It's either grow or go where you're concerned. If people aren't willing to engage in personal growth and transformation, then they're probably not going to stick around you because you're just not interested in that. But, if you see to the left of the card, there's a path, and that's the path that the Fool takes towards that beautiful sunrise. This is telling you that you are on the right path. The path doesn't go necessarily in a straight line. It kind of winds because as we achieve more, we tend to expand and want more new things, and that would be totally normal. But this also is about moderation. Some people call it the card of the alcoholic. I'm not picking that up for your reading. I am picking up more, like I said, to do with new love, with new options coming in, and also too with like career and financial stability. So again, I do think some of you are going to attract a way to make more income if that's been needed for a while. I also think too, if any of you have been having health issues, those are going to be coming to resolution too with that Ace of Pentacles. There's going to be some kind of new insight into it. So if you've had like chronic sinus infections, there may be something that happens, like you go on a trip and get into a different climate and it suddenly goes away. So I don't know where I'm getting that from, but if some of you have been suffering from sinus stuff, that's also going to get better. So, but with this Temperance card, you're just going to go with the flow because you are in flow. So I absolutely love and adore you, Sagittarius. I so appreciate all of your support, and especially the viewer with the high vibrational energy. You're just a gorgeous person inside and out. So I love you, and I'll be back in about a week.